Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Vicki Freed, who is the Senior Vice President, Sales for Royal Caribbean, and we are on the Symphony of the Seas for the DARE 2019 conference, and this is Insider Travel Report. Vicki, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Alan, and hello, travel partners.
Let's talk about where we're going tomorrow. We're going to have a perfect day at Coco Cay.
Well, tomorrow we're cruising, and we're going to be stopping at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And we've always had Coco Cay, but we made it a perfect day at Coco Cay, which opened up in April of this year, of 2019. And it is an exciting destination. In fact, what has become a perfect day at Coco Cay is it's our #1 port of call from our guest satisfaction. And we cruise globally. So
everywhere you go.
Everywhere,
which is amazing.
Yeah, and so Perfect Day at Coco Cay has really been transformed to kind of being two islands in one. It's the chill, it's the thrill. So if you're into water parks, we have the most amazing water park. We've got the tallest water slide in North America. We have a wave pool. We have lots of different types of slides. It's just a really exciting day. But if you are the chill kind of person, you can relax on the beach. We have over 6,000 beach chairs, and you can even purchase a cabana if you'd like, and just always something for every kind of person.
So what's new on Coco Cay? What's coming up?
Okay, well, we're, as you know, with Royal Caribbean, we're always innovating, and we're going to keep stepping up our own game. And so we're going to be introducing late January of 2020 the Coco Beach Club. And the Coco Beach Club is on the chill side of the island. There will be a small admission if you want to go there, and it'll have an infinity pool. It will have a upscale restaurant that will be included in the admission. There will also be overwater cabanas, and so if you want to be on a floating cabana and then you just have your own butler there, it's going to be quite a lovely experience for those upscale clients that want something a little bit more exclusive.
And of course, all of this is commissionable for our travel advisors, right?
Well, when you sell our cruises, they are completely commissionable, and so the ticket price seems to be a little bit higher when we call on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So even in the short cruise market, you're making a nice commission. You know, in the short cruise market, that was always the objection that travel partners had, like, I don't want to sell short cruises because, you know, I'm not going to make enough commission. But now, as you can see, we put better hardware on the short cruise market. We sort of flipped it all around. We put the Voyager and class on it, the Mariner and the Navigator on the short cruise market, plus the Independence of the Seas. And by putting better hardware, we've really changed the kind of the view from a first-time cruiser's point of view. And now they get to experience the wow products, and there's more balconies, there's more suites, so therefore the price point is higher and more commission dollars.
And the return, the return guests are higher, aren't they? They're more impressed.
Yes, for short cruises, many times the first-time cruiser wants to try something that's shorter in duration. It isn't so much about the money. They're just not quite sure they're going to love cruising, so they try us, and then they either upgrade to a 7-day cruise or longer, or they just keep repeating the short cruise market. We see many, many guests now booking 2 and 3 times a year on a short cruise getaway.
All right, let's talk about your other ships. So on the Ultra Quantum class, you've got some new features you want to tell us about.
Yes, we have a brand new ship that's going to start in November of 2020 called the Odyssey of the Seas, and this will be the first time we have an Ultra Quantum class in the North American market. We only have one of these ships right now. It's in Shanghai. It's the Spectrum of the Seas. So the Odyssey of the Seas, we're very excited. She's going to start her sailings out of Fort Lauderdale, November 2020. She will cruise 6 and 8 day cruises, and the 8 days will go to Aruba and Curacao, plus some other ports of call. And then she will leave us in the spring and go to Europe, and she will be cruising out of Rome on 9-night cruises in the beginning of the season and the end of the season, and then in peak summer, 7-day cruises from Rome. Very beautiful itineraries.
That's great. Let's now talk about the amplification for Allure of the Sea.
Yes, next summer we will have the Allure of the Seas, the second of our Oasis class, going to Europe. And prior to her starting her Barcelona 7-day cruises, she'll be going out of service for a long period of time, close to what the Oasis did, which was 63 days. She'll be completely amplified so that she'll look more like the Symphony of the Seas, her fourth sister, but she'll have the new bells and whistles, portside barbecue restaurant will be added, and then Playmakers, our sports bar, which was on the Harmony of the Seas and Symphony of the Seas. We are going back and adding that because that's been very popular, as well as the slides and the Ultimate Abyss and some new bells and whistles.
Yeah. The fleet-wide amplification of the Spa Class.
Yes, we're introducing spa staterooms, and so our guests have been asking for that. They want a little bit of more of an upscale, quiet spa area for their, relaxation with upgraded bedding. And in fact, anybody who books a Spa Class stateroom will get a discount of 50% off one spa treatment. So if you have clients who love the spa and you know they're going to book in the spa, you may want to encourage them to be considering a spa stateroom.
We've been hearing a little bit about Wonder of the Seas. You want to give us a little taste?
The Wonder of the Seas is the fifth of our Oasis class, and when she comes into service, she's actually going to go straight to China. So the China market has been fighting for an Oasis class ship. They like everything new and shiny, and so we're going to let that one go over to China. But don't worry, there will be more Oasis class ships coming.
So here we are in an Oasis Class ship. What else is going on with the Oasis Class?
Well, Alan, thank you for asking. The Oasis of the Seas, which can you believe is now 10 years old.
I looked it up, yeah.
Yeah, she is in a 63-day dry dock, and when she comes out, she's going to be amplified so that she's even more impressive than the Symphony of the Seas, which is hard to do. And she's going to come back into the South Florida market, but then in the spring of 2020, she's going to New York, and she's going to be cruising 7-day cruises from Bayonne, which is the New York market, and she's going to be actually cruising the Bahamas and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So everybody in the Northeast has been begging, screaming, asking, when are you going to bring an Oasis Class ship up to see us? And we are now going to be cruising in this peak season, April through October, from New York on the Oasis of the Seas.
At the conference, we got a little taste of Flight. We got a little taste of Hairspray, but that's not all. Each ship has its own. Let's talk about just entertainment.
Yes, we have so many different Broadway shows across our fleet. As you mentioned, we have Hairspray aboard the ship. We have Grease. We have Saturday Night Fever. We have Cats. And actually, Cats is coming back in a new, shorter version on the Oasis of the Seas because they're making a movie, Cats. And so we think it's going to be very popular. So it's, we really like Broadway. Our guests really like Broadway. But they also like other types of entertainment. So we have beautiful shows that we produce. We have fly acts, which really what a fly act is, it's entertainment that we bring on for part of the cruise. So if you don't catch it when it's on, like we had Phoenix, a band from Las Vegas on this cruise, they're already off.
Right.
They came on for a few days,
right.
They go off. So people like the fact that we bring on different types of entertainment. We have Hall & Oates coming in November on the Symphony of the Seas for one cruise only.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to surprise and delight our guests with special entertainment. Of course, we have our great comedy shows, which everybody loves, and they are the best. We also have jazz. We are one of the few cruise lines that still has live music. I mean, we really have live music not just around the ship in terms of the jazz band and different bands, but for the Broadway shows,
Yes.
we use live orchestras.
Very impressive.
No taped music.
Right. I heard that the show Flight there's been an invitation from Broadway to try to figure out how to bring it there.
Flight is an original production from our Senior Vice President of Entertainment, Nick Weir, who's so creative. And when you see it, there's an airplane that flies around the theater. I mean, it is unbelievable. And Broadway has actually approached Nick to see how we could bring this show to Broadway. It's really the history of innovators, flight, whether it's the airplanes or the space shuttles, and how, flight really began. But unfortunately, it's not a show that can really go to Broadway because the theaters cannot hold the airplane flying around because you do need steel, which, of course, that's what ships are built from.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to cuisine, we've stepped up our game. We have so many beautiful restaurants. Some are complimentary, some are for a small charge. I mean, you and I had lunch today at Izumi, which is our sushi restaurant.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we have a lot of great food, and we have Hooked, which is a new restaurant that came on board this ship, but now we're taking it to other ships because it's so popular. It's New England style cuisine. Right. Yeah, it's beautiful. I had a huge lobster. The lobster couldn't even fit on the plate, and the plate was a large plate.
How many pounds do we know? I
think it was about 3 pounds. So it was a large lobster last night. And then we have, of course, Chops, our signature steakhouse, delicious. 150 Central Park, which is really one of the most elegant restaurants. But then we have Playmakers, and if you love great chicken wings and nachos, that's a fun place to hang out and watch a game. And so people are enjoying the wide variety. Whether even at the pool, we now have Johnny Rockets Express, so you can get a great burger. You can get fast food, complimentary Mexican restaurant, just a lot of choices.
Playmaker wings, are they the same as on Coco Cay? Or is it a different recipe?
It's a different recipe, but is delicious. Oh my gosh, I hate to admit this, but the other day I ordered 12 wings room service. I'm a bad girl.
Well, I heard the same thing, that you were going to only taste the burgers on Coco Cay, but the taste was the whole burger.
Yes. I said to myself, I'm only going to have a bite. And then one bite became 2 bites, and then I ate the entire burger, and it was delicious. It was actually worth it.
And that's been the problem for all of us here on this cruise. I admire how you're able to cater to every person, and that means even the little ones.
Yeah, I mean, at Royal Caribbean, we are the family cruise line, so we have to be able to make sure that we have the right programs in place for the different age groups, and we start as young as 6 months old. You know, in the old days, people didn't want to bring their babies, and cruise lines really weren't equipped, but Royal Caribbean made the decision that we would handle the tots, and so we have the Royal Baby and Tot program, and yes, we have trained nannies. We do change diapers, and you see, that was always the qualification. If you brought your baby on board, you couldn't leave them in the past in the children's play area unless they were potty trained. Well, we will do that for you. I mean, we won't train them necessarily, but we will change the diaper. And then we have our 3 to 5-year-old group, which we really enhance the activities. And everybody who's involved in our children's program has a minimum 4-year college degree. In something like childhood education, teaching, physical education. They all have to have a minimum of 3 to 5 years of experience for this specialty on land, and they all have they're all trained in CPR. We have background checks on everybody, and the nice thing about Royal Caribbean is that we are autism friendly. So if you have children or clients with children with autism, we can accommodate the special needs, and it is really such a beautiful program because our philosophy is that all families should have that opportunity to enjoy a vacation.
So we've got over 97,000 value interpreters out there, as you like to call them. What would you like them to know?
Well, you know, I do call travel advisors value interpreters because you're helping your clients really get the best ROI for their vacation dollars. And, you know, when you think about it, today the consumer goes onto Google, they do a search, but it becomes consumer confusion because they don't really understand what they're searching for. And that's why the role that you play as a travel advisor, as a value interpreter, is really important because you help guide the consumer into making the right buying decision. You know, I've always believed that travel professionals don't sell anything because you don't sell somebody something, you help guide them to making the right buying decision. And that really is where your value comes in. You guide them to making the right buying decision.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.